Guys, we're coming to Reptiles here today, and today we're going to be finding out the bearded dragon's right for you. So basically, from you watching this video, we're going to find out if you can afford the bearded dragon in the setup, if you can actually take care of it, if you have the time for it, and we'll do everything right. So stay tuned. First, we're going to be going over the tank and husbandry. Now, for the tank, I have a 20-gallon long, which is, a pretty good size for a baby. So the 20-gallon long, this is by Zilla, and it's a pretty good cage. To be honest, it's well built and good quality. This costed me around $50, I believe, with tax. You can do a 10-gallon, but I really wouldn't recommend it for a baby, because they will outgrow it really fast. So 20-gallon long will last you until it's for lighting. I have a normal light bulb fixture. It has a 100-watt bulb in it, and it makes the temperature around 110 to 15, which is good for a basking spot. And for UVB, I have a really crappy Zilla Slimline Desert fixture. It was 40 bucks, and I'm gonna be upgrading to a Reptisun, which I really recommend, a Reptisun 10.0. Reptisun 10.0 with the fixture and bulb will cost around $60. This cost me $40, and this you can get like a big fixture for maybe $13 and get the bulb for $8. Now in the tank, for bedding, you can use Repti Carpet, which will be around $15 for a 20-gallon long. Or if you want to save money, you can just use paper towels. They work just the same. They're easy to clean up, so just don't use sand because sand will just kill your animal. Also, you should really invest in a basking spot or something you can use to elevate your bearded dragon so he can properly basking but get as much heat. I use a clay little turtle shell that can double up as a hide, and also it's made out of clay, so it actually absorbs the heat, so it can also like volunteer as a heat pad too. So that's really something to invest your money in. You can climb on it, go inside, sleep in it. Another thing you might want to invest in is a water bowl, and this is totally up to you because some people have different thoughts on the water bowl. Like, some people think that the water bowl can raise the humidity, and the humidity can cause respiratory infections in bearded dragons. Again, this is totally up to you. I use a water bowl because my bearded dragon, when he sheds, he likes to jump in the water bowl and soak up so he can get his shed off. And it's been working really well for him. Also, he can just soak in and get his water. If you don't want to keep a water bowl in there, you can just mist them once every other day, and you'll get mostly his hydration from there. They don't need a lot of water because they're from like a really desert environment from Australia. So it's really up to you if you want to get a water bowl. A water bowl will cost around maybe $7. You can actually just make a homemade one into like a bottle or something. It's totally up to you. Just tank decorations. What I did is I put some rocks in here just to give like a desert vibe. Also, I put in some little like Hawaii statue thing. This is totally optional, guys. If you want your cage to look cool, I guess you can buy them. I don't really know what the prices of these things are, but it really depends. You can put whatever. You can put some rocks. You can find some rocks outside, but you need to like clean them first. You need to disinfect them, because if you don't disinfect them, they have mites or other like pesticides or whatever, and it can harm your dragon. We can just put like little things you can probably play with, I guess. But it's really up to you. Like, bearded dragons don't eat a lot in their tank and stuff, so that's just one thing to consider. Next is feeding. Now, bearded dragons need to eat live food, and they also need to eat vegetables. So for vegetables, I don't have any with me right now. You want to get collard greens, like those kind of stuff. Kale, I believe kale. You might want to stay away from spinach and lettuce. I mean, I give my bearded dragon like a little piece of spinach every once in a while because it is high in calcium, and it could raise calcium sometimes. But I mean, you can give them lettuce too. That will mostly help for hydration, but it will give them diarrhea, and it's no nutritional values or anything. But for live insects, so basically you want to keep a big cricket setup. I'll be doing a review on this and how I set up on another video. But so basically I breed my crickets actually. So I get a little tank. I have heat set up, and I got my crickets in there. If you look closely, you probably can't see them, but they're little baby crickets running around because the eggs just hatched not too long ago. But this is what's really going to set you back with the bearded dragon, because you need to buy, I recommend getting a setup because buying crickets will cost you around like 50 bucks a week for crickets. So I suggest you try to breed them, but like a setup like this will cost around $200. So that's one thing to consider with the lights and everything, soil and husbandry for the crickets. Also, you're going to want to give them Repti Calcium and Reptiviv vitamin. I give my Repti Calcium to my bearded dragon. I put it on his food twice a week, and I give this to him once a week. So what I do is I get a bag. I put my crickets in a bag, and I mix this with this, and I shake the bag, and then I put them all in there, and he goes nuts for them, and he eats them all, and that's how he gets his calcium and his vitamins and stuff, and it keeps him healthy. It prevents MTB or MDB or whatever you want to say. So yeah, there's one thing you have to be cautious about is like crickets will cost a lot. Like food for this little guy will cost a lot. Also, another thing is the dragon itself. You can go to Petco or something. You can get them for like 60 bucks. I believe they're $60 now. Sometimes they will have sales and they'll bring them down to $25. But I got mine for $25 at like a local pet shop. I think it's a family-owned pet shop, I believe. But they took really good care of their dragons. They breed their own dragons, and yeah, they cared for them themselves, so they're really healthy. So also, one thing I recommend not getting animals from chain pet stores, and I recommend getting them from like family-owned pet stores, like small pet stores, you know what I mean? Because they actually take care of their animals. Petco and PetSmart, they get them from like breeders that are really bad. Like if you see the PETA stuff, like the PETA TV documentaries on like breeders and stuff, that supply Petco, or it's the suppliers actually. You can just look at that and you'll see what I mean. So that's why I get mine not from Petco. We're gonna be going over you have the time for your bearded dragon. So bearded dragons are pretty time consuming, to be honest. They are really easy pets. I mean, so basically for lighting, you got to turn out, like, it needs a 12-hour cycle basically. So I just keep it like when you wake up in the morning, turn on the lights, and when you go to sleep, turn the lights off. That's what I do. But the thing is, I live in Southern California, and it's like almost winter, so it's getting darker really fast. So I had to turn off like at 7 or 8 or something, even though it gets dark like at 5. So that's one thing, you have to turn off the lights and turn it back on every day. Another thing is, these guys, they eat every day. So they're gonna basically want to put a bunch of crickets in there, and as many as you'll eat within like 15 minutes, you'll let them eat. But the ones he doesn't eat, you want to take them out because the crickets can bite him when he's sleeping. So that's why I don't recommend leaving your crickets in there. Also, you need to change his water bowl out daily. I mean, that's not really a hassle, but you just have to do it because it can get like lots, like since it's really hot in this tank, it can get like moss and all that gross algae stuff. Also, you'll be needing to buy crickets every week if you're not breeding them. I mean, if you're keeping your crickets in a little like critter creeper like this, they won't last long and they'll die within like 3 days. So that's why I recommend you try breeding your own, or getting a setup for them so it'll last longer. But that's one thing, you'll have to buy your crickets every week, and that's kind of hard. I mean, you have to spend like $20 or $50 a week. I think it's about $50 for like a week's supply or something like that. But these guys eat a lot, and another thing you have to worry about is when they get bigger, they're gonna need like big tanks, like 40 gallons a minimum, I believe. But I recommend going bigger, like 50-60 gallons. Some people even custom make their terrariums and stuff, which are really cool. But yeah, these guys will get big, and I think they can have the same lights though. I don't think you're gonna need like double lights like Savannah monitors would. But yeah, I mean, that's why I recommend bigger cages and stuff, because they will get more exercise and they'll live longer. Bearded dragons live like 5 to 10 years, I believe. I think it's actually 10 years the average. I've seen some that live to 15 and stuff. Also, okay, now we're just gonna go over cool facts about bearded dragons. Bearded dragons are really cool. They're kind of like dogs. I mean, they're not dogs, obviously, but they're kind of like dogs because you can actually get leashes for them. You can take them on walks. You can take them to the park. You can just hang out with them. They can actually go swimming, but it has to be like a saltwater pool because the chlorine can, like, if they ingest the chlorine, they will die. So you can probably just take them to the beach, I guess. I mean, I've seen people bring their animals to the beach. I've seen them take bearded dragons to like stores and stuff and like have them on their shoulder or like on a leash or something. That's one thing I like about these bearded dragons, or yeah, it's one thing I like about them. They're just like really cool pets to have, and they actually like to be handled. Like most lizards don't like to be handled. If you handle them, they can stress out. But with these guys, they actually like it, so they won't be stressed out, and that's why I can play with them a lot. Also, actually, another cool thing about them is I actually heard that they need to be handled, like for their health, which is actually a really cool fact. So that's really cool. I mean, I recommend bearded dragons for kids and stuff. They'd be a perfect animal for kids, for adults, whatever. They have really cool morphs. Like, he's a normal morph, but they have like really cool morphs, like orange colored and all types of different colors and stuff. So that's pretty much it, guys. If I left out anything, just like let me know in the comments. I'll make another care video, I guess, if I missed a bunch of stuff. This is my first care video, actually. So if I'm missing anything, like you reptile experts out there, if I'm missing anything, just leave it in the comments below. And by the end of